Welcome to Be Continued. We're your host. I'm Christian King.
And I'm Caleb Tribbett.
And today we're talking about this past NFL weekend. But before we get into that, I believe we need to go through and tell everybody why we are doing this podcast and what we will be talking about on this podcast. So episodes will be about 2 to 3 times a week. We'll be talking about sports, life, movies, pretty much anything and everything. If you guys want us to talk about anything, put it in the comment section, or you can email us with our email. I'll have that in the description, and our Instagram and Facebook. Just let us know. But today we're just going to get into it, and we're going to start out with our takeaways. Tell us a little about yourself there, Caleb.
Well, my name's Caleb. I'm a Rams fan, so I do root for the best team in the NFC. And I'm also a big Yankees fan. Baseball is my thing, and I love movies, so I'm excited to talk about movies. I'm a youth pastor, so I'd like to talk about Jesus. Maybe we'll do that some too. But today we're talking about football.
Absolutely. So, Caleb, I'm going to start this off with, what are your 3 biggest takeaways from this past weekend and a little bit of Thursday Night Football that we had?
All right, so my first takeaway is that the Chiefs are back. They are the team to beat in the AFC. They are the best team. I'm just going to go out. They're the best team in football. The Chiefs are back. The offense is back. They're beating I know it's the Raiders, I know, but they're beating the Raiders 35-0 in the second quarter. Patrick Mahomes is back. He's adapted already. He's got Andy Reid, the offensive genius. The Chiefs are back. It's going to be a fun matchup between them and the Patriots to see who's going to get in the Super Bowl, but Chiefs are back.
They're back. Let me get this straight. You're saying right now they're the best team in the NFL/AFC.
I'm saying they are the best team in the NFL. I'm saying it.
You are saying that before yesterday, the guy that had 1 touchdown in 4 games is back. They beat the Raiders. I know you just said it's the Raiders. It's the Raiders. Well, they haven't scored more than 15 points in every game other than the Cowboys game. They are not close to back. I don't even trust them getting out of the wild card round. You know what? I'm going to say it now. They're not making it out of the wild card round. New England is clearly, and always has been since about week 5, the best team in the NFL.
Well, I'm glad you put that on record, because the whole world is going to know now how little you know about football. This guy that loves football, and he's going to make ridiculous claims like that. The Chiefs are back, and here's why I'm not worried at all about their struggles during the regular season. The Chiefs won the Super Bowl 2 years ago. They went to the Super Bowl last year and got beat up by Tom Brady and his band of misfits, and I mean, they're still going to have to be dealt with. But for the Chiefs, the regular season is just a walkthrough. The regular season is kind of like, for the Yankees, it is in baseball, right? For the Yankees, nobody really cares what you do in the regular season. It's all about what you do in the playoffs. And that's why, if you look at Yankee fans, they're not too happy right now because they haven't done anything in the playoffs in a long time. But the Chiefs are all about what you do in the playoffs at this point, and I'm not worried at all.
Well, let me just start this off. You're wrong, clearly, and here's why. Ready? Let's look at facts. Or history, as I like to call it. In 2014, the Seahawks, right? Who'd they blow out in the Super Bowl? They blew out Peyton Manning. They beat a good team, right? Next year, they go against Tom Brady. They lost that Super Bowl. Heartbreaker, right? What happened the next year? They look back in the regular season. They had this same stretch as the Chiefs. What happened when they got to the wild card round? They beat the wild card round. They beat the Vikings off of a missed kick from 15 yards. I'm still mad about that. But let's also look at this. When they got to the divisional round, when they went against an adequate football team, they got outclassed, outmanned, out-physicaled. And I see the exact thing happening to the Chiefs. The Chiefs do not want to see New England or Buffalo. Buffalo and New England will mop the floor with them. And I know you're saying Buffalo because they just lost yesterday. And you know, I'm going to address that. The Bills are not built to compete in the AFC East. They did something that I usually am against. They built only to beat one team and one team only, and that was the Kansas City Chiefs. And what happened when they played the season? The Chiefs got mopped. The Chiefs are not back. They never been back, and they will not be back until they get a defense that is consistent. The only game I've been impressed with them was against Jordan Love and the Green Bay Packers. But now that we're off of that take, please let me know what your other takes are.
All right. Well, this one we'll probably be closer to agreeing on. Nobody wants to win the AFC North. All 4 of those teams are just meh. I mean, the Steelers are probably the worst of the 4, so we can kind of set those aside. But the other 3, you got the Bengals, you got the Browns, you got the Ravens. All 3 of those teams could show up any given Sunday and dominate anybody or get dominated by anybody. And I just don't believe in any of those teams, and it just seems like no one really wants to win that division. If I had to pick a winner, I would say it'll probably be the Ravens, just because as ugly as they've played, they've just found a way to win. But the best team, I think, is definitely the Browns. They got a loaded roster. If they can get healthy and get rolling together, they'll be in good shape. But no one wants to win that division, and no one from that division is going anywhere.
We're actually in agreement on pretty much everything, except I will say this. The Ravens are not winning that division. Lamar Jackson just lost his ankle, and we both agree on Lamar Jackson on this. If you take Lamar Jackson's legs, what is he?
He's a below-average quarterback.
Absolutely. Do you try? I mean, even though his numbers say he's good from the pocket, when you watch him play in the pocket, I mean, look what the Browns did when they played back in week 13? Because, no, it was week 12 on Sunday Night Football. All they did was they hemmed Lamar Jackson in, and he threw not one, not two, not three, but 4 interceptions. If you're telling me that's what you're going to get for the rest of the season, no, I don't want that. The team I'm actually going to go with that's going to win that division is the quarterback I trust the most. Joey B. Joey franchise, Joe Burrow is winning that division. Him and Jamar Chase have built something special. And if the Bengals go out this offseason and do something unprecedented, and that's get an offensive line with free agency money, they can be a Super Bowl contender. Will it happen? Probably not, because they got a cheapsake of an owner.
Yeah, I definitely think the Bengals are on the come up. I just don't think they're ready. I don't think that line is going to protect Burrow. And I think at the end of the day, if it comes down to the Bengals and the Browns, I like the Browns better. I think they've just got more talent. They got a lot more talent on the defensive side of the ball with the Los Angeles Rams imports. John Johnson, my guy. And I just think the Browns are the best team in that division. But if I had to pick today who's going to win it, provided Lamar Jackson can play, I would say it's probably the Ravens, just because they find a way to win. Doesn't make sense. They should have 8 or 9 losses right now, but they don't. So they keep finding a way to win. It's hard to bet against them. They've got the best coach. I'll say that too.
They didn't find a way to win yesterday, and they had the ball.
That's true. They did an interesting move trying to hit the home run when all they needed was a couple first downs, because they do have the best kicker in the history of the NFL. But
and what's your last take?
All right, the last take. Aaron Rodgers is the best quarterback in the NFL, and it's not even close. Aaron Rodgers, I mean, I know yesterday, we don't want to overreact. He was playing the Bears, and the Bears stink. But Aaron Rodgers is just so good, and he just never makes mistakes. Every other quarterback in the NFL, they just seem to make mistakes at bad times here and there. Aaron Rodgers just never seems to do it. He's just the picture of consistency. He's also the picture of a diva, but the dude, when he gets out on the field, he's the best that there is.
Well, I guess with that being said, I guess we got to move into my takes, because I think I need you to get off my takes over here, man, because my first take exactly was Aaron Rodgers just continues to win, and it's incredible. Did you know that since week 1, where he threw 2 picks against the Saints, he's only thrown 2 picks since then?
Unbelievable.
I mean, it's how? And everybody says, well, he's washed or he's a hippie. You're not watching film, and he's doing this with a fractured toe in his plant foot. You don't understand how hard it is to have quarterback footwork when your plant foot has a broken pinky toe. That leads everything. But his arm is just so special. It's just a flick of a wrist, and it's right there. But I'm not going to lie to you. I could see this team winning the Super Bowl. They are the best team in the NFC, and I'm going to go with the NFL. With all the injuries they have, they just continue to win and win and win. And their players are going to be coming back. Their all-pro left tackle, David Bakhtiari, he's coming back soon. Jari Alexander, he'll be back soon. I mean, this team's going to be loaded by the playoffs. And what better time to get healthy than now?
I agree. The Packers are absolutely the team to beat in the NFC. My only question, though, is will they come through in the big game? Because they haven't done it yet with LaFleur as the coach. And we know LaFleur came from the Sean McVay coaching tree, and no one from that tree has ever coached well in a big game. So it just remains to be seen. They've got the best quarterback, so I do think I would, if I had to make a pick today, I would say Green Bay will make it out of the NFC. That could change, but I think Green Bay is the best team in the NFC, and maybe the NFL, but you know my love for Patty Mahomes and my Chiefs.
Thought you were a Rams fan. Anyway, my second take is, can we just take a moment and just sit back and admire Tom Brady? I mean, think about this. As great as and Aaron Rodgers is the best quarterback in football this year, and he's probably been the best quarterback in football for the past years. But the come out and win that game yesterday was just so impressive to me. The Bills have all the momentum, and Tom Brady owns the Bills. Like everybody says, Aaron Rodgers owns the Bears. Aaron Rodgers somewhat owns the Bears. He's lost a couple games. In 22 years, Tom Brady has only lost 3 games to a team he's played over 40 times. That is the best record against a single team by any single player in NFL history. And yesterday he threw that 700th touchdown pass on the winning pass. Now granted, I don't know why he's getting all the credit for that because Perryman made a heck of a play. But it's just incredible. 44 years old and he's still doing this.
Yeah, that was kind of like Michael Vick's 91-yard touchdown to Deshaun Jackson where he threw it like 15, 20 yards and then Deshaun ran the rest of the way.
Oh, no, you're talking about the Tim Tebow to Demaryius Thomas touchdown in the wild card round. The pass you're thinking about was on Monday Night Football, the Monday Night Massacre back in 2010. Michael Vick scrolled to the left, threw an absolute missile down to Deshaun Jackson for a touchdown.
No, he had a 91-yard touchdown.
Yeah.
Just watch the video. He did not throw it more than 30 yards.
How much you want to bet on
And then
this?
Deshaun ran.
We're going to show him this video, people, on live television, live YouTube video right now. Mike Vick throw to Deshaun Jackson. Oh, we have an ad. So before we get into that ad, though, let's just be honest here. Tom Brady's been absolutely incredible. But this throw right here, it was not a 10 to 15 yard throw. And everybody, you know what we're talking about here. We don't care about that. Here we go. Ready? Just look at this amazing. It's on the 12.
This isn't the play. The play I'm talking about is against Dallas.
You said Washington.
I said 91-yard touchdown pass to Deshaun Jackson.
Oh, I'm sorry, people. I misunderstood him. I know what place.
I'm right. He's wrong. You have it on camera. It's on film.
Not everybody's perfect.
Just like his takes today. Because Tom Brady, yeah, we can appreciate him. And what I appreciate about Tom Brady is his greatness at his age. The dude is ancient, and he doesn't look like it. He looks like he's 30s. Now, he's never been the greatest athlete of all times in terms of like being able to run, being able to move, and things like that. But in a big game, man, who would you rather have than Tom Brady? He just finds a way to get it done, unless he's on his back.
Michael Strahan.
Unless Michael Strahan's around,
or
Tom Brady finds a way.
But my last take, can we? I mean, as much as the flack we give Jimmy Garoppolo, he was absolutely clutch yesterday. His team was giving up the momentum to Cincinnati. Cincinnati goes down in overtime, scores a field goal. And what does Jimmy Garoppolo continue to do on the game-winning drive? 6 of 6, 71 yards, and a touchdown. And I understand they drafted Trey Lance, and he'll be the starter next year, rightfully so. But if there is any team, the Panthers, that needs a quarterback, why are you hesitant? If Jimmy Garoppolo was on the Panthers this season, they would be the number 3 seed or better in the NFC. It's not even a debate. With that defense, all they need is a quarterback that can just make an adequate throw. Cam Newton is a poor man's Jalen Hurts. Think about that statement. That is sad. Cam Newton does not deserve a job in the NFL right now. All he can do is run. He's a better fullback than he is a quarterback. And he got benched for an XFL starter. An XFL starter, not an NFL starter, an XFL starter. It's horrible.
Did you really just say Cam Newton is a poor man's Jalen Hurts?
I did.
That is a blasphemous statement. Cam Newton is playing behind a sorry offensive line. He's got nothing in front of him. He's got average skill position players, and he's got nothing in terms of running back. Christian McCaffrey was supposed to be the heart and soul of that team, and he's played, 4 games? The receivers are, they're not great. Jalen Hurts is playing with what might be the best offensive line in the game. Top 10, no doubt. Eagles have a really good offensive line, great running game that the Panthers do not have.
Excuse me? Cam Newton is working with 10 times better weapons than Jalen Hurts.
No way.
Jalen Hurts
No
is a better
way.
tight end. DJ Moore is better than any receiver that's been.
He's not better than Devontae Smith. No way. I would take Devontae Smith over anybody on the Panthers, including Christian McCaffrey. I would. He's a better offensive player. He's got a better future, more talent, game breaker.
You mean Mr. 3000? You're taking Devontae Smith over Mr. 3000?
Absolutely.
Ladies and gentlemen, I don't know how to respond to that. We're just going to move on to our next topic, what to expect for tonight's game. I'm sorry, he has left me speechless. Wow. Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching the very first episode of To Be Continued. We'll see you on the bright side. Until next time, please subscribe.
To be continued.